Alright guys, welcome to another day, another adventure. Just here in Foz do Iguacu, in my hotel room again. The same hotel I was in last year, if you look at my other videos, but yeah. Really nice hotel room, really chill. Have a pool, and let's take a walk. I'm going to walk to the nearest mall to get some food. I'm really tired. I'm going to use today as my rest day, recovery day. After training every single day and constantly walking with like an army, like a soldier again, with my heavy bag on my shoulders. So yeah, we're going to walk to the mall just over there and get some nice food, some Iguacu, some refreshing healthy juices, some vegetables after the diet in Paraguay wasn't very good. So it's hard to get some vegetables, but here back in Brazil you can get juices on the go all the time with Iguacu and all these exotic fruits and vegetables you can get. But yeah, we're going to see if we can walk into Argentina as well tomorrow. But yeah, Argentina is just over there. Really, this is the city of Foz do Iguacu. Iguacu Falls is somewhere really over there, like maybe 3 miles that way. Just maybe about 6 miles that way. But yeah, this is the city. Just over that city is the river that leads to Iguacu Falls, and then just over that is Argentina. You can't see Argentina from here. Just over that is, over the city is Argentina, and this is Foz do Iguacu city. We're in the outskirts now. Let's walk. But yeah, yesterday I tried to walk into Argentina from Ciudad del Este, but now we're in Foz do Iguacu. So I was in Asuncion, and then I did a tour of Asuncion and a tour of Encarnacion. Not sure how you pronounce it. And now did a tour of Foz do Iguacu. Really quiet. I was in this hotel last year. It's kind of packed, almost packed, because it just started the coronavirus. But now these hotels, everywhere you go, it's like The Walking Dead. It's like there's no one here at all. If you think about it, you think about all the people that have died during coronavirus. I'm not sure how many it is. Maybe it's 20 million all in the world. And but yeah.
¿Está entendiendo?
Yeah, uma más noche, porque es muy cansado.
¿Está entendiendo o seu
Desculpa.
Você não pode andar sem camisa aqui dentro.
Não necessita. Yeah. These South American places, they're really fascist, really have rules for everything. It's really stupid. But it's good to be back in Brazil. The fresh air feels really good. It feels better in Brazil, like the fresh air. I don't know what it is. Maybe the air's more polluted in Paraguay. But Paraguay is a third world country. Brazil is actually a second world country, and you can actually feel it as soon as you come here. You feel it in the air. It's like when you're in Argentina and Brazil, you have like pavements here and everyone's clean. You can walk on the pavements, you don't feel dirty all the time. But constantly, as soon as you enter Paraguay, it's just, there's no pavements at all. Obviously the people are really nice, too conservative, but too nice. You have good and bad everywhere. You have the yin and the yang and the good and bad everywhere. It's all about, the meaning of life and traveling is all about adapting to the good and bad. If you're strong enough to be yourself and have your own passions, and then you get the good. But if you're not strong enough to adapt, or strong enough to be, like Bruce Lee says, to be like water, if you're not, then you get the bad, and that's all you get. But yeah, that's the good side and bad side of traveling the world. Getting paid to travel and being free in the realist sense. But yeah, over that way is the city, over that way is just nothingness. That's the road to the rest of Brazil. But yeah, the city's that way. I think you have Paraguay, Ciudad del Este that way. You have Argentina that way, and Foz do Iguacu Falls that way. About 6 miles each. And it's my favourite place ever when I came here 2 years ago to see Iguacu Falls, because it was like the centre of, some of my 3 favourite countries, Brazil, Paraguay and Argentina. Like they collide into this beautiful Iguacu Falls, which is like the most epic thing I've ever seen. I've travelled the world and I've seen many beautiful things, the Eiffel Tower, New York City and all that, but I think Iguacu Falls, probably Machu Picchu. It's hard to decide between Machu Picchu and Iguacu Falls. both are so very epic because I love adventure. I love the natural adventure. You know, my dream is to be like Tarzan. You know, and that's the real life to me, real adventure. Stuff that's man-made, unless it's stuff like the pyramids, doesn't really interest me because it's all fake. You know, everyone makes stuff just for money, or for profit, or to fill some kind of void. They're too weak to fill by themselves. You know, with fakery or whatever. But yeah, anyways, I've been a corrupt culture or something. Anyways, waffling now, as I usually do. Ramblings of a psycho. Yeah, but yeah, I like it when I ramble anyway, because not many people say the truth, everyone lies. But I like this. It reminds me of The Last of Us. Like some kind of rundown building, real zombie apocalypse kind of thing. I feel good today. I feel refreshed and relaxed after my rest day. I've been training and walking the world, walking along the world the past few weeks, you know. Cataratas, yes, Cataratas this way. That's really basically Foz do Iguacu, the city. Or Cataratas, they call it, the most, the whole area. And you have Cataratas, Argentina as well. Yeah, this is basically Azca, the slums and everything. This is the main road to the city. Walked this road quite a few times. But yeah, the thing is in Paraguay, people will be really nice to you. They'll text you online when you're in a different country and stuff, but because there's nothing else to do there, there's no adventure, there's nothing to do at all. Like in Brazil, you can go on mountain climbing, look for waterfalls and go out with people all the time, partying, and people invite you to parties and that same night. But in Paraguay, it's, they don't get many foreigners, so they're a bit careful, they're too wary, you know, they're too scared. And it's a shame, it's the biggest waste, but you know, that's the price to pay for, you know. If you want to know how our country is, you just have to look at the diet and the lifestyle and if they're living good, you know. Because the diet affects everything. The diet affects your health, mentally, physically, affects you mentally. But the diet in Paraguay is mostly on the go, like a lot of sugar, a lot. You know, I'm not sure if it's better than, but you kind of go to a special restaurant and get special vegetables and everything, but in the environment as well, like here you just feel cleaner. Here, like the pavement and everything. In Paraguay, if I was in Paraguay now, since I've been in Paraguay, I'd probably twist my ankle quite a few times trying to walk along this pavement, because the road and pavement, there's no, because it's a proper third world country. I mean, I think Argentina is a second world country, Brazil is a second world country, Bolivia is a third world country, I think, and then Paraguay is a third world country as well. And but yeah, obviously the people are really humble and really nice because they stay within their family and they, you know, not many people go out on adventures because they don't get many foreigners, like I said, and so they're stay within their own social circle. And that's the downside. The good side is they're really nice, really pleasant people. In Brazil, you get people a lot more shouty, a bit more in your face. They drink coffee. The bad side about Brazil is that if you cross the line in Brazil, you could lead to death. You know, it's pretty more dangerous. People are in your face a lot, shouting a lot. If you piss someone off or something, they'll be shouting in your face. You know, even if you're not pissing someone off, they'll shout at you, but in a nice, happy way if you're talking to you. I remember when I was training every day outside in Rio de Janeiro, and they have this outdoor gym, and I like training outside because it's much more real, being at one with nature. You feel like you're able to handle the world more, and they had a perfect view of the mountains, and that's just perfect for me. Felt like it was my Asgard, my Valhalla, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I just felt that's my life. That could be my life until I die. But yeah, swimming in the sea. But yeah, anyway, they have these guys that are selling water, and they basically shout, and they're really loud. They're like, agua, agua, you know, even though they're not having an argument with you, they're being nice to you, but they're always shouting. But that's Brazil for you, just because they drink a lot of coffee. So you know, obviously, if you drink 8 coffees a day, that's the normal here. People drink like 8 coffees a day. Even the MMA fighter, the popular MMA, I forgot his name, the one that went against Israel, his basically diet was like drinking 8 coffees a day, and that's the normal in Brazil. That's the normal. That's what makes him very hardworking. It's nice to be back. I was actually excited when I was here 2 months ago. Before I had to go to Paraguay to rest, because I thought I've been training all year in Rio de Janeiro, and I thought I need to get out of Rio because it gets dangerous. Everybody knows that Rio de Janeiro is dangerous and too intense. But I like to live in the nice areas, stay in the nice areas. But even then, you still have to always be aware, always checking your pockets, always checking yourself. So there's no time to rest. Well, there is, but it's just not. You don't feel at peace. But Paraguay, it's too relaxing. But like too relaxing, you just feel like lethargic all the time. Like here in the sun, you feel refreshed. But I think Paraguay is hotter in summertime than Brazil. People always think about Brazil. Oh, Brazil's the hottest country in the world. I think Paraguay is really hot, like really sweating all the time. Like now, I've just left my hotel room. I'm not sweating at all. I feel refreshed. I feel the wind blowing. But if I was in Paraguay now, I'd be sweating. The humidity. And the pavements, there'd be no pavements, you'd be twisting your ankle all the time, like, because it's just mud and lumps in the ground. It's very easy to get run over. You see accidents all the time in Paraguay, people dying in car crashes and everything because there's no actual roads or pavements. It's just people. That's what 70% of it's like anyway. Not in the nice area in the centre. In the centre, it's well put together, but it's just nothing. In the centre, it's just highways and restaurants and hotels. No togetherness. I love it when it rains like that. When it's almost rainy like this, you smell the humidity in the air. It smells like I'm back in USA. I'm seeing my family in USA again. It feels nice. Yeah, I was excited to leave Brazil and get to Paraguay just to rest. I wanted to rest and just eat and sleep. And after 10 non-stop months of just training. And I remember Paraguay being really relaxing. It felt like I was back in England. It felt like I was in England and I was just enjoying just relaxing and eating food. I like the junk food in Paraguay a bit, but you don't get many junk foods like Pizza Hut and all that kind of stuff. But you get like nice little treats, and the ice cream is the best. I remember I just wanted to go to Paraguay. I just wanted to have this cake and this ice cream that I remember that I had last year, and I was just dreaming about it. Yeah, that's how I travel. People travel for adventures, pussy or something. A lot of the times I travel for food, you know. But yeah, obviously I travel for all those as well. I'm just kidding. I travel for adventure mainly. So at the end of the day, you have no regrets because we're all going to be alone one of these days in a room and alone and dying alone, and that's the battle we all face. But you can face that with a smile, or you can face that with a happy face, knowing that you have all these memories and this perfect life that you had by going the distance, by doing. And obviously it takes doing. All you got to do is do it. You're going to go through some pain and some discomfort, but you just got to block it out and numb it out. And I'm numb to it now. And many people don't do that. Like in Paraguay, many people just stay in their own country. And it's not covered on their own fault because they can't afford to leave. They stay within their own family, their own friends. And that's what makes them so nice as well, because obviously I remember when I was staying in my family and everything else, really sweet, really nice, really naive. But obviously if you want to get towards something that's desirable, you have to fight, you have to go through something, you know. You have to go through some kind of friction and tension is the best thing you can have. Even it's like when you want to build muscle, you have to go through tension and friction. Same with anything in life. It's like a relationship with a girl. If you're in a relationship with a girl, if you want to get a girl, and everything's nice and you're like best friends, then there's going to be no sex or anything good there. You've got to have tension. When you approach a girl and you feel that tension, that's good. You know, that's everybody feels it. Everybody, you know, unless you're gay. But yeah, well, I don't know about that. I'm not. I can't go inside every gay person, but I mean, who knows? I can't feel what they feel. Who knows? Even if it even exists or not. But yeah, like I said, if I was in Paraguay, I don't know why I was excited to leave Brazil. I think I had this really image in my head last year of just how relaxing it was in Paraguay. And the girls were really receptive, but that's just online. Online, they're really receptive, really nice. But then they won't do anything because they stay within their own family, their own limits. Because I've never seen anyone be in a relationship with a Paraguayan. I mean, I've been to Paraguay, but even online, I've not seen one Paraguayan girl with have a boyfriend that's be with, even for one night. Someone who's from England or the United States. Even online, you see all these pickup artists and all that. They're all like, they say, "Oh yeah, I've been to Paraguay." No, nothing, because they only stayed for a few days. And I thought, oh, it's only because they stayed for a few days. But I can see there must be a lot of fear for the Paraguayans. They must they're all deluded by media because they stay online all the time. There's nothing to do, so all they do is watch Netflix, watch TV, stay within their family, stay within their friends, stay within their little house, their own limitations, and they must see a bad view about England or America, like Ted Bundy and all these rapists and everything. So yeah, that's probably why. But it's the biggest waste. But it's their own fault anyway, because they don't have a great life. A lot of them, 90% of them, will live and die in that little limitations. They won't do anything out of it, and that's the price you pay, obviously. But it's good and bad with everything, because they get comfort and they get security and all that, but they don't get fulfillment. You look around and they're not. Brazilians are really happy. They're always shiny and happy and bright-eyed because they realise the truth. They're adventurous. A lot of them are anyway, but not. But obviously in Rio de Janeiro you do get the fear because everybody's trying to rob everyone. There's all the crime in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro, so it's understandable in Rio. But yeah, I like Argentina because Argentina they're more rock and roll. They're more, like I said in the last video, they will sex you. They like to stay within their own limitations as well, you know, their own race, but they will sex you. And some of them will meet, you know, as friends, obviously, because they might be too nervous. But they're more rock and roll, they're more kick-ass, you know. So yeah, they're more understandable of the human condition and the human emotions and needs that we all have. But yeah, they're more free. I think it's because obviously Argentina's feels like more like a first world country than it does in Brazil, and I think obviously a lot of them are rich, so those rich people, they have a lot of freedoms, a lot of security and feeling good. Like if you go to Paraguay, you constantly just feel uncomfortable and sweaty and stung by mosquitoes all the time, you know, especially in summertime. Like here in Brazil now, I feel refreshed. I feel nice. There's no mosquitoes biting me because we're in this part. There's no. A lot of places in Brazil, you do get a lot of mosquitoes biting you, especially in the outskirts of the city if you're in some kind of slum or something. But yeah, if you have like some stagnant water nearby. But in Paraguay, it's everywhere. In Paraguay, you can't walk on the pavements. It's hard to walk anywhere. It's even just a workout, just walking from one place to another because the heat and the pavement, they're twisting your ankle all the time. But here, and you don't feel fresh in the air. I've had like 5 showers a day, you know, because of the constant sweating in Paraguay. Even when not working out, but I trained every day, and having air conditioning was just so good. And I think a lot of them feel like that. So it's understandable people want to stay in their own house and just eat pizza and watch Netflix, and you know, that's probably their summertime. And I think they prefer winter there. Like if you go to anywhere in South America, they'll ask, do you prefer winter or summer? They say, oh, I love the rain, I love the winter. Like now with this raining now, it feels great because the heat for 5 days non-stop, just it's overbearing. So I think in Paraguay it's like the hottest and the most humid and it's most uncomfortable in the heat. So when winter comes, their winter is kind of like England's summer, you know. So it's kind of nice, it's kind of refreshing. It's kind of more wet, it's kind of more cooler, so they feel like they feel much more comfortable to go outside and meet people. Where summertime is just so unbearable. But yeah, it did look a lot like you see like Iraqi war zone in a lot of parts of Paraguay. Then you get like the really rich places that are like complete opposites. So the contrast is really big when you walk from one place to another. We're not in the main city of Foz do Iguaçu now. The main city is just past this mall, and that's where you get all the little shops and everything. But yeah, I was really excited to leave Brazil, and now I'm back. I'm glad to be back in Brazil. The past few days in Paraguay, I couldn't wait to get out, just from how ignorant people are there, and not ignorant. I mean, just ignorant in like the sense of you're foreigner, you're gringo. You know, we don't meet gringos, we don't go out with gringos, you know. But it's not that. I think it's their own just discomfort of leaving their house and their apartments. We had this one girl show up. I met her in a park. Well, I was going to meet in a park, but I was working out and I was late. I was 5 minutes late. So she decided not to turn. She decided to get a taxi all the way back home. I said, "You waste my time." I was like, "I was 5 minutes late. Just turn up again." But she's like, "No, you come to me." I was like, "No, I'm not gonna do that." You come because I know Paraguayans. They really, but because they don't have. That's the price you pay. Because they don't have adventure and nature and lots of things to do in Paraguay, and it's still developing. It's not going to develop. I don't think. I think it's going to stay the way it is because the ignorance of the fascism caused them not to break out the limit. They don't break out their limitations. And anyone with psychology knows that if you don't break out your limitations, if you don't break through that comfort zone, then you're just gonna. Because there's nothing to it. People think, oh, it's difficult to break out the comfort zone. No, it's easy. Society makes you believe that it's hard, so you don't do it. So you keep consuming chocolate and all the drugs. I mean, chocolate's good, but all the fast food and all the beer and all the drugs. So you keep them in business, and that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants you to never make it, to be miserable. You know. People throw shade on what shines. You know. So yeah, if you don't, I mean, now I'm alone. I have lots of haters, and the more haters I have, and the more glad I am. More jealous people. I have people that love me, and I get kind of wary because then I'm just trying to make them feel better by fitting in with their limitations. So the more haters you have, the more better you're doing. The more people that love you, the more weak people love you, the more miserable people that love you, then that's when you know you're not doing well. Because you're not living your own life, you're not making yourself happy. The only one who's on this planet for you is you. Probably your own mother, you know, your own family, if you're lucky. But yeah, this rainy day feels nice. But yeah, if it's Paraguay, I'd be killing myself trying to walk along the pavements to get to a local shop just to get some vegetables so I can feel healthy, and then do it all the next day. And that's their life. They're working hard, but they don't work smart. They're saving their own limitations. And that's the downside of it. And it's a big tragedy because they are really nice people. And they are really beautiful on the inside and outside, really nice people. So it's really a shame. But yeah. And obviously that's the waste of it. Well, no place can be perfect. Because if there was a perfect place, everybody would go there and everyone would ruin it. So yeah. So that's why you don't see any English people there. Even when I was there, I didn't see lots of Germans there, because they have this political history with Germany. Everywhere you go, you see these German bars, and everyone's asking you, "Oh, Aleman." It's the same crap everywhere. You know, people are proud of. People stay within their own limitations. I don't have a country, and I'm glad I can be free. You know, I'm nameless, I'm countryless, and I have no limitations, no borders, and I'm happy. Everywhere you go in the world, you see these people who have nothing to be proud of, so they just constantly say, constantly speak their own, like Brazil, Paraguay, you're this, you're that. It's like, no, I'm not. We're all human. We're all human at the end of the day. We're all the same family under one sky. But in this day and age of social media, everyone just attaches themselves to a flag because they need to feel some kind of meaning in life, because they can't feel any meaning of their own. They can't give life their own meaning, their own special meaning. So they have to be robotic and